Welcome to Colorful Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. I'm your host, Lance, and my co-host, Jordan.
Yo.
We're here to talk about the DCEU. What I don't even want to call it.
It's not a universe.
It's madness. It's
the DC trash pile.
Yeah, it's definitely the dumpster fire.
It's the dump.
So if you haven't heard by now, Henry Cavill will not be returning as Superman, even though a couple months ago he made a statement saying that he will return as Superman.
And apparently, I haven't seen the movie yet, but he made a cameo in Black Adam.
He made a cameo in Black Adam. Yes, Bruh. He did. So I'll get to that, but I want to read the statement from Henry Cavill, and I want to talk about how we feel about it, who to blame. Is this good? Is it bad?
Right.
And this is Henry Cavill. Right after meeting with James Gunn, he says, I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, like the seasoning. It is sad news. Everyone, I will, after all, not be returning as Superman, wrote Cavill on his Instagram. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, that was he talking about James and Peter, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortune. So, for those who don't know, actually, this is a long line of other actions. So, Wonder Woman 3, which was slated to be in production, scrapped. People are asking about the Robert Pattinson Batman scrapped.
The Batwoman movie was
Batwoman scrapped. HBO Max pulling mad stuff off right now. And a lot of this has come after James Gunn, who you might know James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy. You might know him from, well, actually a lot of things.
Yeah, right.
What don't you know James Gunn for? Directing, building, creating. And James Gunn and Peter Safran, like the seasoning, have come to take over the DCEU. And it looks like cleaning house and getting rid of everything, disconnecting all the parts and starting anew. How do you feel about this?
Man, I got thoughts, bro.
For real.
First of all, don't nobody care about no damn DC universe. Like, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Just do some good movies, please, for once. Like, they haven't done a decent movie since Batman.
Yes.
Like I like the new Batman, but like I don't think really anybody's rocked with DC since Christian Bale was no longer Batman. Like
there we have it.
And like people were hyped for the Wonder Woman movie until the second one came out, and then people were hyped about the Justice League until it was trash.
Yeah, and also sorry, go ahead.
The director do the director's cut because they basically cut out all the black people.
Hey, right. Negroes.
Right. Negroes.
We don't need them.
We don't need those in our universe.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
The Negro verse is done.
Are for the white man.
And also, I want to add this in for context. Although it had an 89% audience score, Black Adam 39% tomato meter. So just to add to your,
I don't care about it.
But just to add to your fact that like these movies aren't like great.
They're not groundbreaking. I love The Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I love The Rock. There's no real. I have not cared about a single DC project in a very long time.
Yeah,
like every Marvel movie that gets announced, I get a little hype. Like I never grew up on comic books. Like I didn't read them when I was a kid. Like I said in a previous episode, like I've been a Spider-Man fan for a long time, but like I've never been like oh my god, Marvel is untouchable.
Yeah,
like I didn't care. Like I liked Batman a lot when I was a kid too, like most kids did. But like I have not cared about a DC project basically since the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, it's hard. It goes back to like the Spider-Verse stuff.
Yeah,
I think about. I love almost, and I said this too then. Like I love almost every DC comic, animated related thing. Yeah. Like almost all of it.
Yeah,
like
most of them are good.
Really good. Even like right, like so. Even how they build up Justice League in the animated series, and now you see it like
Teen Titans show, like
right,
like the original one, not like the chibi one that they did.
Right,
not that one.
Yeah, right. Lord have mercy. That
right.
Weird.
The one where like Robin was a goon.
Right, exactly. And it's like he was just right. He was just like young Batman almost. But like I think it's
trauma and all.
Right, but when I think about like how they were able to build out Justice League in an animated series, and I think, okay, so here's the thing. Here's my thoughts. I agree with you. I don't think that the universe was captivating enough to build out further. There weren't a lot of things to build out. What was going to happen is that third Wonder Woman movie was going to come out, and because of the previous movie, people were going to like it anyways. Even if it was a good movie, it was going to have to be amazing. And I don't think DCEU is capable of building that kind of a movie right now. That were prior to James and Peter. So I think that was going to be a wash. Yeah. I think the Batman stuff, it was interesting, like the Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. It was an interesting take on Batman. I liked the movie. Honestly.
Yeah, I liked the movie. I think that like you would be able to build a lot of things around it? Maybe, maybe not. Obviously Justice League trash. Superman, and this is where we're getting to, right? Like Superman was so interesting because I really did like that first Henry Cavill Superman movie.
Yeah.
Man of Steel. And I thought it was like a fresh take. I liked the Superman suit. People felt the way about it because of like the texture of the suit or whatever. I'm like, nah, I think he got it. And then the problem was, so the equivalent I could think of like between Batman versus Superman, it's like Civil War.
Yeah.
But Civil War comes after many movies are set up, right? And so does the actual Batman versus Superman, like in the comic. That takes some time to happen. Right. We ain't just like flipping on each other after I just became Superman. Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? So I think they didn't develop that at all. Yeah. And I think that was the detriment of Superman. It had nothing to do with the actual Superman story. We didn't mind that, but I think Superman, because of that tainted the story of Superman. And like I didn't understand. So apparently, and I don't know if you know this, so the Black Adam, Superman made a cameo on Black Adam.
Right.
And apparently that's not necessarily true to comics.
Sure.
Like Black Adam is actually supposed to, I believe, fight like Shazam or something like that. Yeah, something weird like that.
Right.
But like I think attaching black man, let's just attach the black man. But attaching Superman to yet another storyline that would not have been his own or built out on his own would have been problematic. Because here's the thing I think that Marvel does right? Like they're like, we're gonna give everybody their time to build.
Yeah.
We'll bring them together. We'll do Avengers. We'll do all of these different things. We'll make cameos in different live action movies and shows and all that. But we're going to build out our TV shows. So everything doesn't have to live in the theaters because everything shouldn't live in the theaters, right? Like imagine Miss Marvel being in theaters. That would have been like that would have been catastrophic. Yeah, right. But because it's on TV, you get to give it a little bit more time. Even if you don't like it all the way, you're like, okay, I can see where this is going. So when they bring the Marvels together, and I don't think that DC was planning to do that. They weren't trying to get these characters time to build, grow, the stories to expand, these characters to have dynamics.
Right.
And I think that was the downfall. And I think, so all that to say is like, I agree with James in Peter's decision to shake some things up. However, I don't know if you get a better Superman. I don't know if you get a better Superman. He said Witcher was, the story is too trash. I don't want nothing to do with it. Therefore, could you get him? Thanks. But like they said, right? He literally quit Witcher because Witcher wasn't. The story wasn't captivating enough.
Well, no, because they tried to change the story from the original content.
Exactly.
That's what they tried to do. They were like, you know what? Let's just like Salt Bae some original content in there. And he's like, nah, it ain't about that life.
Right.
Like, let's keep it, because Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, you never know. He's British.
Yeah, right. this man
is from Scotland Yard. Yeah, right. Sorry.
This man is the king of nerds. Like,
for facts.
He is the king. Like, recognize that. This man is the king. Okay? Yeah. Like, this man's into everything. Warhammer, like, only super nerdy people are into Warhammer. Like,
which is crazy.
Anyways, mad respect to people that love Warhammer. I've never gotten into it, but this man's into Warhammer. This man's into all kinds of video games.
Yep.
This man's into all kinds of nerdy stuff. Like, he's a huge Witcher fan.
Yeah.
Like, This man does it all, and not to mention the fact that he's cut out of marble. Yeah, sure. The man is the king. The man is king of nerds. Okay,
chisel.
And we not just gonna let it slide that y'all disrespected our boy like that.
I think my thing. You're gonna make
you're gonna make him come back after everything that happened. He was cool. He was done with Superman. You made him come back. You made him announce that he was back as Superman. You made him make a cameo in Black Adam, and then you rip it right out from under him. That's messed up. That's so messed up. I don't care.
That's the part.
I don't care that James Gunn and them are trying to shake things up. At this point, I've really given up hope on anything DC does. Because I really don't care. But that was disrespectful. That was so disrespectful. You bring back a fan favorite who honestly was, like you said, was a great cast of Superman.
I don't know anybody that did not like Henry Cavill as Superman.
Everybody liked Henry Cavill as Superman. Everybody did.
Yeah.
He is everybody's either favorite or second favorite Superman.
And that's probably right. That's probably
point blank.
And that's probably second to the very original Superman.
Yeah,
or if you was into the TV series, which is very interesting.
So I think, and that's the thing is, and then talking about the DC universe, whatever. The problem with the DC universe and the Justice League specifically is they tried to catch up with 20 years of what Marvel's been doing.
Right. All
overnight.
At once.
Yeah, all at once. They were like, hey, let's introduce two characters that we don't have movies for at all.
Yeah.
Let's do a team up movie with two dudes that are unknown quantities. You have Cyborg, who's a dope character, but you try and cram his whole backstory into that movie. You have the Flash,
so frustrating.
Who you have a decent TV show with a good Flash. You totally kick him to the curb, which I really don't care either way. I liked the show.
And he was causing chaos.
Yeah.
No, he was causing real life chaos.
Yeah, he was. And so I agree. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the show actor.
Oh, you talking about the show? Yeah. I was talking about Ezra. No. But you're talking about the show was solid.
The show
Barry. Yeah.
The show, I forget his name, but the show Flash was a decent actor. I did feel like he did a decent job of Flash.
Right.
The movie Flash, that boy's problematic as hell. Well,
right.
I think he's not.
Ezra. Well, he's Ezra. They are running amok. Okay. Yeah. I think they finally got him. He did
kidnapping minors and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
They got to calm down.
Yeah, evading the police, crossing international lines. Man, you need to chill out. How about you just bring them girls back and then whatever.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the DC universe, they kind of are they're gonna have to reset from scratch.
Well, I want to add some context because you talked about how Marvel builds up, right? And so I was just looking this up. So Iron Man, right? That's dropped in 2008, and this was kind of honestly what should be here is which it's not the MCU, but what should be here is Blade, right? Blade came out between 2000 and 2008.
You think about it, because Blade pretty much saved Marvel,
rocked the box office, gave them the capital that they needed to bring the
bring the Marvel universe into what it is. Yeah, to bring what it is to now. So people need to put some respect on what's the Snipes and Blade.
Right, exactly. Because what I was gonna say is so Iron Man's 2008, Incredible Hulk 2008, which we know what happened that movie. Right. Iron Man 2 years later, 2010, Thor 2011, the first Captain America 2011. The Avengers doesn't come until 4 years after the first Avengers movie. Don't come to 4 years after the first movie, right?
Well, the first. And then by the time you introduce the Avengers, you've had a Captain America movie. You've had an Iron Man movie.
Yep.
You've had a Thor movie.
Yep.
You've had a less than good Hulk movie, which you've had one.
Right. And then they bring a new Hulk back in.
The main cast of your Avengers, your main squad, with the exception of Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Right.
Everybody had a movie already. Yeah. That most of them were very successful.
Right.
DC, you didn't have a Flash movie.
No.
You didn't have a Cyborg movie. You had some subpar Batman movies.
Yeah.
You had some mid Superman movies. You had that atrocious Batman Superman movie.
Oh
Batman
vs Superman. So boring too.
You had a good first Wonder Woman movie and a mid-ass second Wonder Woman movie.
Which didn't, like I said, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The first movie, Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah,
second movie, like we're in a mall for the first 20 minutes of the movie, and I'm like, what's going on here?
I've tried to finish Justice League 3 times. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
even the director's cut, I can't get through it, man.
Well, I think the director's cut isn't bad, but the problem is, it's like you said, you've rushed the entire process because you look too far right. You're like, oh my gosh, Marvel, hurry up, hurry up.
Right.
We got to get these movies out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we can tell you all rushed all of them movies.
It's like, if y'all going to do this, take your time.
Right.
You know, because like you said, 14 years ago was when the first, what is considered the birth of the Marvel Universe right now, the first Iron Man movie. 14 years ago. And just in the last 5 years, like it's blown up. You know, like you think about since that first Avengers movie in 2012 or 2014, wherever the year that was. Yeah, it was like, so it's been like 10 years. So 10 years since the Marvel Universe blew up.
And again, they aren't rushing to introduce these characters, right? Because Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't come out to 2014, right? And so I think, and then after that, like you see Ant-Man pop up, you see Doctor Strange, his first movie in 2016. Again, these aren't new characters. These they exist in comic books. They've been shown in some animated movies before, but the MCU is like, you know what? Let's take our time. And so, anyways, if we learn anything, if look, I know y'all probably not caring or watching at all, but James, Pete, what I'm gonna call you, Jimmy, Pete. Is it James? What's short for James? No, that's
Jim or Jimmy.
Yeah. Y'all need to chill, slow it down. And y'all firing Henry is telling me that y'all is not slowing down. Y'all are full speed ahead. Y'all gotta relax. You trying to be the next Kevin Feige. Please employ Kevin Feige tactics. And not that he's perfect, but the batting average of MCU is insane. And so
even the bad MCU movies make money hand over foot, bro. Yeah. Like they make so much money.
And I think it's because we care about all of these characters over time. But anyways, I don't want to be inexhaustible. But and again, shout out Henry Cavill. I heard about your replacement for The Witcher. I'm not watching The Witcher when it comes out.
We boycotting that mug.
I don't want to see no Hemsworth, anything. What are we doing? What are we talking about, y'all? That's my thing with that. That's like what y'all just wanted. Y'all thought that this was just about getting a buff guy. Like
the first seasons were dope.
It was, and again, we know why that was dope. But like y'all just want to get a buff guy who could look like. Come on. Anyway, so all that to say, I don't have any more comments other than I am excited to see what happens to the DCEU. I have my bars here though.
Yeah, I don't even have a bar. Mine doesn't exist.
So all it takes for me is, because obviously they're gonna have to focus on Superman. Yeah, they're probably like I don't think it's smart for them to go Batman right away. Yeah. If Gal Gadot is out, then I don't think they're going to be thinking about if James Gunn is going to do what I think in Jimmy and Pete are going to do what I think they're going to do. I don't think that they're going to focus on Batman or Wonder Woman first. I think they will start with Flash or Superman.
Apparently, what they said is the reason they got rid of Henry is because they want to focus on a younger Superman.
And they should, if they want to develop. I mean, I think they should go all in on that. Yeah, I think y'all need to have a 20-year plan for this younger Superman. Right. You know, like on some Tom Holland, Spider-Man stuff. And I think that, I can see that. I can see that all the way. And I can see, like people love Smallville for that same reason. Yep. But anyways, that's all I got.
We could be here
all day about this because but anyways, y'all know the slogan. Stay colorful. Peace.